Hello everybody, and welcome back to a Tool Tip Tuesday. This is going to be quick and easy. Basically what's happened is, I don't know if you all saw, but I posted a reel over 4th of July weekend where I used a bunch of scraps. And so that is what we're going to do, is recreate that layout on Friday at my crop-in using a different set of scraps. So I went through my collections and I pulled all of these scraps. But then I had someone reach out to me after I had posted about my scraps, and they said, how did you find all the scraps? Because I think I responded that my scraps had come from lots of different collections, and they were like, how do you even keep track of all your scraps from all the different collections and whatnot? And so I thought, you know what, this is a great organizational tool tip that I can show everybody. I know I've talked about it before, but here it is. This is what I do. These are the scraps that I pulled for this coming weekend, or this coming Friday. This is what I'm going to use. I started at the top of my collections and I just pulled out the scraps really quick and grabbed out different scraps. I didn't even make it all the way through my collections because I felt like this was enough. So what that means when I say I pull them out of my scraps, every one of my collections has a little bag like this where I store all of my scraps in them. And when I was going through, I actually found a collection that I have not done that with. And I hate it when my collections look like this, because these little bits, like you can see right here, this little bit has already gotten all torn up and creased because it's just been thrown in there. So basically what I do is I take my collection and I take all the scraps out of it. Like, they're even stuck to one another, but you guys get the gist. I just take all the scraps out of it. Now, if it's a big piece like this, that's not gonna get ruined. So I would keep that separate. I'm gonna go through making sure that I have no scraps stuck in between them. I mean, see, they all get stuck all over the place, and I can't stand that. So let me pull them all out. This is another big piece. This is a piece of red cardstock. It shouldn't even be in there. It should be filed away with my red, so I'll move that over to the side. And this is what I do. Now, I have gotten much better so that when I'm working with the collection, I will do this as I'm working with it. These pieces right here would go back into my folder. I don't have a folder handy, so I'm just gonna stick it right back in this bag. Move that to the side, and then I just gather up my scraps. And I'm looking for pretty decent pieces. I save everything. Like this little piece, you could use it for something. This is cardstock. It should go with my cardstock scraps, so I move that to the side. I'm still just gathering and collecting all of the little bits. And you guys, I save everything. I don't know when the point becomes that you don't save them. I guess when I'm really tired. This is white cardstock. This will go in my white cardstock pile. That's scrap white cardstock. I'll put that in my white cardstock pile. This one's red. And then we all have all of these empty bags. These were the ones that my sticker letters came in. So this is what I use, because we all have these empty bags all over the place, and I just like to recycle, and I will tuck all of my scraps right in here, laying them very straight so that they don't get all wrinkled. Now this piece, I would pull off these little tiny bits because they're annoying. So I'm literally just tearing like the parts that I'm going to throw away and keeping the bigger pieces. I just know I love using up scraps, and even if I just have to punch a little tiny piece, having the scraps to be able to have just a teeny tiny piece is very helpful for me. Like this little red bit, I could easily use that somewhere. So I keep it. I want to know, do you guys keep all of these little bits, or do you toss them? Am I crazy? I might be crazy. I don't know, you guys. Tell me. That's a piece of red cardstock. So I'm pulling out my cardstock that's associated with it. These little wispies I'm tossing. So I did toss something. Aren't you proud? and these little bits I would save. So now all of my little tiny annoying scraps are in this little bag that I can then zip up, and then I tuck it right into my folder with the collections, just like that. So now it's nice and organized, and then if I'm working with that collection and I just need a small little scrap, I literally can just pull this bag out. So here's one. I've been working with the Tropic Time collection, so when I've been using it, we did a whole layout using scraps, and I just pulled out this bag in order to be able to use it. So for me, when I was looking for a certain color of scraps, I could just go through all my collections, pull them out. So let's talk about the cardstock. I have my cardstock sorted by colors, and I have a folder where I tuck in all of my, this one I just did a layout with, and I hadn't placed it back in there yet. So I would cut this. I'm gonna cut off the letter part of this just because we're not gonna use those. And then I probably would cut this too. Oops. This is a much nicer piece of cardstock. I just put it right in my bag. And then this part, probably would do the same thing with this little tiny bit. So I do cut off the other bits, and then I would throw this part away. This part right here I would throw away. And actually, I'll be honest, I probably would save that because you could punch hearts with that. So this part I'm throwing away. This part is going here. This other piece of cranberry we found in here is going here. And then this whole folder sits on my shelf with all of my paper. So when I am needing a piece of red cardstock like this one, I can easily reach in here and pull out a piece of red cardstock. If I need a piece of Island Waters, I can just reach over and grab out the Island Waters. So that's how I store all of my scraps. That's how I store my cardstock scraps. And here is how I do my collection scraps. And I don't know what to tell you. I keep everything. So let me know. Do you keep everything, or do you pitch it? And when do you pitch it? I think that I probably throw it out when I am almost completely finished with the collection and I'm moving a paper into a tonal pack. Like for example, if I only had a few pieces of this red left, I would move that into a red tonal paper so that when I'm looking for red, I could just go to that tonal folder and pull that out. But I still have a lot of this collection left. So for now, my scraps are being put right in it. So that's how I store my scraps. That's how I organize my scraps. I hope that helps everybody when they're dealing with scraps. If nothing else, it'll help keep your folders clean so that you don't have all of those little bits all over inside your folders or inside your bags. All right, you guys, have a great rest of the week. I hope I see you Friday at the Crop-In. And other than that, I'll talk to you later. Bye.